Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Jane's Fighters Anthology as we continue with the Jane's reference materials. Today we will start off by going over the E3 Sentry. Once I scroll over to it, there we go. E3 Sentry. Title Boeing E3 Sentry, US designation E3B or E-3C AWACS. Type Mobile, Flexible, Survivable, Jamming Resistant, High Capacity Radar Station and Command, Control, and Communication Center, Airborne Warning and Control System. Program 2 prototype EC-137Ds used to test competing radars. Westinghouse selected. Full-scale development completed 1976. USAF received 34 E3s by June of 1984, including 2 prototypes. First production E-3A delivered to 552nd Airborne Warning and Control Wing Tactical Air Command at Tinker Air Force Base, Oklahoma on 24th of March 1977. Initial operational capability, April 1978. At various times, E-3s deployed to Iceland, Germany, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, the Mediterranean area, Southwest Asia, and the Pacific, and in support of drug enforcement program. E-3As began to work with NORAD Continental Air Defense 1st of January 1979. The 552nd Wing has 3 AWACS squadrons and supporting units. Overseas units include the 960th, 961st, and 962nd AWACS squadrons, based respectively at NAS Keflavik, Iceland, Kadena Air Force Base, Okinawa, Japan, and Elmdorf, Alaska, providing command and control capability to CINCLANT, Supreme Commander, that's Commander-in-Chief Atlantic, I believe, through Commander Iceland Defense Force, and CINC PAC, which is Commander-in-Chief Pacific, if I'm not mistaken. Design features: cantilever low wing monoplane, dihedral 7 degrees, incidence 2 degrees, sweep back at quarter chord 35 degrees, all metal 2-spar fail-safe structure, center section continuous through fuselage, normal outboard aileron and small inboard aileron on each wing, built of aluminum honeycomb panels, the tracked and slotted flaps and 1 fillet flap of aluminum alloy on each wing, full span leading edge flaps, 4 hydraulically operated aluminum alloy spoilers on each wing, forward of flaps. Primary controls are aerodynamically balanced and manually operated through spring tabs. Lateral control at low speeds by all 4 ailerons, supplemented by spoilers which are interconnected with the ailerons. Lateral control at high speeds by inboard aileron and spoilers only. Operation of flaps adjusts linkage between inboard and outboard ailerons to permit outboard operation with flaps extended. Spoilers may also be used symmetrically as speed brakes. Thermal anti-icing of wing leading edges. Structure: RAF aircraft have additional wing stringers outboard of outer engines because of wingtip pods and trailing edge high frequency antenna, otherwise is built as Boeing 707. Power plant: 4 Pratt & Whitney TF33PW100/108 turbofans, each rated at 93.4 kilonewtons or 21,000 pounds force, mounted in pods beneath the wings. Fuel contained in integral wing tanks. Usable fuel: 90,528 liters or 23,915 US gallons or 19,913 imperial gallons. Provision for in-flight refueling with receptacle for boom over flight deck. 4 CFM 56-2A-2/3 turbofans on French, Saudi, and UK aircraft. Sagarima in-flight refueling probe in addition to receptacle on E3D and E3F. Commendation: basic E3A operational crew of 17 includes a flight crew complement of 4 plus 13 AWACS specialists, though this latter number can vary for tactical and defense missions. Full crew complement is 2 pilots, navigator, flight engineer, tactical director, fighter allocator, 2 weapons controllers, surveillance controller, link manager, 3 surveillance operators, communications operator, radar technician, communications technician, and computer display technician. E3BC have extra 5 AWACS specialist positions, increasing crew to 18 plus 4 on flight deck. Aft the flight deck from front to rear of fuselage are communications, data processing, and other equipment bays. Multi-purpose consoles, communications, navigation, and identification equipment, and crew rest area, galley, and parachute storage rack. Avionics: elliptical cross-section rotodome of 9.14 meters or 30 feet diameter, or 1.83 meters or 6 feet max depth, mounted rear 3.35 meters or 11 feet above fuselage, comprises 4 essential elements: a turntable, strut mounted above rear fuselage, supporting rotary joint assembly to which are attached slip rings for electrical and waveguide continuity between rotodome and fuselage. Structural center section of aluminum skin and stiffener supporting the Westinghouse AN/APY-1 surveillance radar and APY-2 from number 25 onwards and in all export E3s, and IFF paddle C antenna. Radomes, auxiliary equipment for radar operation and environmental control of the rotodome interior. Liquid cooling of the radar antenna, and 2 radomes of multi-layer glass fiber sandwich material, 1 for surveillance radar and 1 for IFF paddle C array. For surveillance operations, rotodome is hydraulically driven at 6 revolutions per minute, but during non-operational flights, it is rotated at only 1/4 RPM to keep bearings lubricated. Radar operates in E and F band and can function as both a pulse and or a pulse Doppler radar for detection of aircraft targets. Dimensions: external wingspan normal 44.42 meters or 145 feet 9 inches. The E-3D is 44.98 meters or 147 feet 7 inches. Length overall 46.61 meters or 152 feet 11 inches. Height overall 12.73 meters or 41 feet 9 inches. Weights and loadings for the E-3D: fuel weight, JP4 fuel, 70,510 kilograms or 155,440 pounds. What is that? 155,448 pounds. My eyes are just failing me today. Performance: max level speed 460 knots or 853 kilometers per hour or 530 miles per hour. Service ceiling with the TF-33 over 8,850 meters or 29,000 feet. With the CFM-56 over 9,145 meters or 30,000 feet. Length 46.61 meters, height 12.73 meters, wingspan 44.98 meters. Max takeoff weight 150,820 kilograms, max level speed 460 knots, service ceiling 9,145 meters. And here we can see a cutaway of the fuselage, which shows the mission bays where all the technicians and equipment are that do their work, as well as the cooling equipment and the other associated equipment for the radar. Cockpit, which this is not the cockpit, but rather the inside of the mission bay where the technicians and surveillance operators work. Parts list: Radar System Improvement Program, or RSIP, highlighted in purple, which is the radar. Gosh, I can't read it. It's so small in my display. Ugh. The radar maintenance console. Electronic support measures, ESM. We have ESM equipment, ESM aft-facing antenna, and ESM side-facing antenna and electronics. The memory upgrade. We have here the memory upgrade. Joint Tactical Information Distribution System, Link 16. We have one here, Link 16 terminal. And then up here we have the adjacent communication equipment and Link 16 controls. And then anti-jam communication equipment and Link 16 controls. As well as additional anti-jam communication equipment here. Color displays. Anti-jam communications, obviously, all the anti-jam communications. Antenna modification here. ESM antenna and electronics up front. Transmitter here in the rear. I think that's everything. Yeah, and for our photo album, 7 photos. This is one of the larger albums, so we can see various E3s in flight. This one has the extended refueling probe. This almost looks like conceptual art. Here's an E3 taking off. We have an E3 banking. Another E3 in flight. And another E3 in flight. And here we are with the in-game 3D view of the aircraft. Very large aircraft, a very important aircraft. This is part of what gives the Air Force its superiority over other air forces, is the ability to be able to see and surveil a large area and direct aircraft where they're needed. It's harder to do this from the ground because you are limited by the radar horizon. But with these, they're looking down instead of looking up. So once look down, shoot down radars became a thing, these were just the superior option all around. Because these aren't going to be limited necessarily by like a mountain in the way or something, or by the radar horizon. So these very important, both for offense and defense. With that being said, that will conclude this episode. So thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time, and stay safe out there. See you then.